Welcome to your COM 101 course. I'm Lisa Hill. I'll be your instructor for the semester. I wanted to give you a tour of this class in 15 minutes or less, let's hope, of what you can expect in this particular course. Now, first, I do want to say it's not an easy class. I know I've been teaching for HAC for over 20 years. I taught in the classroom. I now teach 100% virtually. And students sometimes take this class thinking, piece of cake, piece of crumb cake. You know what? I'm going to take speech online. Well, sure, you don't have the large classroom that you have to speak to. However, there's a lot of technology involved in recording and listening to other students' speeches, to evaluating your own speeches. So I put this video together, I am putting this video together for you so that you start off on a good foot and you know where to go for this class. I want you to succeed, and I'm here to guide you, and everything is here for you to use. So, in this orientation video, first I'm going to just kind of show you around the course, okay? Hopefully you have taken an online course before, so this will be familiar for you or to you. And then secondly, and probably what's most on your mind, is how do I record these speeches? How do I upload them? How do I watch other students' speeches? What's expected of me? So we'll look at that toward the end of this video. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so here's your class, or here is an overview of a typical online class. And pretty much what you're looking at are areas of, this is called the nav bar, this is your content, and then this is the news area. Down here you will see a calendar. I don't post everything in the calendar that's due. What I want you to do is, the most important area of the class is your content browser. If you haven't taken an online class before, the way an online class works is that the course is broken down into learning modules, and you can see clearly here the dates in which the work is due. So in each learning module is your weekly work, and you're going to find that you have reading. You gotta like to read in this class because you gotta read your textbook, highlight information, you watch videos, you do assignments, you may post something on a discussion posting board, and also sometimes you have speeches. So each module, for instance, let's look at the first learning module. You see that this first week here, everything's going to be due no later than 9/4. And I do want to stress to you the fact that this is the ultimate due date. Do not wait till the last minute to complete your work. You never know if the internet's going to be down. You never know if you have an emergency, life happens. So work on this course throughout the week. Also, it's important that you log in and work on the course throughout the week, because that's part of online learning. That's part of the attendance policy. So you see the ultimate due date is this date here, which is usually a Sunday. I do not accept late work. You'll see this in the syllabus. You'll see all my policies in the syllabus. So please use your time wisely and prepare properly. Module 1, you always see the objectives. You'll click on that. I give you a checklist so you can see exactly what is due that week. And let's just look at this first checklist, and you can see this is what you need to do. You need to read the syllabus, so on, go through all the areas of this particular checklist. Go back to the learning module, and this will show you what's in the particular learning module. So let me go back to the other section so you don't get confused here. Okay, so you see here you have the objectives, you have your checklist, and you always want to click on everything, and then you see the resources for the course. I want to mention that this first learning module is pretty much to set you up. This is all the housekeeping items, the syllabus, how you register your access code in MyComm Labs Plus so that you could record your speeches. Very important, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. How do you enroll in MediaShare? Okay, MediaShare is the area in MyComm Labs Plus. I'll repeat that. MediaShare is the area in MyComm Labs Plus where all our speeches will go. This is where I will look at your speech and grade it. This is where you will look at your speech and evaluate it. And this is where you'll look at your peer speeches and evaluate them. Okay, so MediaShare is where all the speeches will be located. We also see reference guides, tips for recording. I've given you instructional guides for Screencast-O-Matic, which is an option to record your speeches, okay? And I'll talk about that a little bit when I talk about your speeches, so on and so forth. So you see all the areas that you have. You will always have some type of assignment in your learning module, some type of assessment. In this case, it's going to be an elevator speech for this week, okay? But as we get into the course, as you get into the chapters of learning how to put together your outline, understanding the structure of your speech, understanding what's an informative speech, what's good delivery, how do you bring in research in your speech, that's all in your textbook. I have instructional videos to go along with your textbook readings as if we're in a classroom and you are, watching an instructor. So we have readings, we have the videos, you have your work, and then obviously your assessments. Okay, so those are your learning modules. Do you know that some of the learning modules, and let me go back here, might be a little bit off as far as, you generally they're 1 week time frame, Monday to Sunday. However, because of the nature of the course, you're going to see that we have some kind of oddball ones, odd due dates, there are odd due dates when you're, in other words, I have some due dates in there that are like a Tuesday instead of a Sunday, because I need to evaluate what you're doing that week by Tuesday, so then you can move on and continue in that particular module. So please note that we have those odd due dates. There's a 2-week due date and then a 2-week with Thanksgiving. Okay. What else? News. News is, I will always be posting something on news, whether it's a video, whether it's an announcement, whatever it is. Be aware of these news items that pop up. If you have any questions about the course, this area is for you as if, we're in a classroom. Hey, when is that speech due? So that's where you can post this. Or, I don't quite understand how to put together my informative outline. Post it here. This way the whole class can see it, and I will respond. But also, as a classmate, please respond to your peers. This is kind of a general area, discussion post area. Here's some tech phone numbers. The help desk for HACC, D2L support, which is obviously your learning platform here, and then Pearson Tech Support. Pearson is your textbook. If you have problems with MediaShare or have questions, definitely call the Pearson Tech folks. Okay, so you can click on these different areas in your nav bar. They're condensed versions of particular areas. So for instance, you have a discussion post due in one of your learning modules, and I'm asking you to reply to your classmates. You post it, and then you want to reply, and it's the next day. Rather than going into your content, you can just go into communication, go into your discussions, and you'll find it. So this is kind of a shortcut area. I've given you a library guide to do your research. So it's a quick way for you to access research, find out, what's a good website. Go just click on these areas. Okay, so as you can see, there was a splice in this particular video. I want to move on because I'm trying to keep this within 15 minutes of your time. So we went over the course, and now I want to talk about 3 areas. 1, your speeches. 2, your recording of your speeches, and thirdly, your delivery. First of all, your speeches. You have 5 speeches, 2 major speeches out of the 5. Okay, first, in that first module, you have an elevator speech. This is just to be sure you understand the technology. You're going to see in that first module, you have a lot of resource instructional information. First of all, print this information off, because this way you could reference it. Print your syllabus off. Read through the syllabus. See what you need to do to be successful in this course and how the course is laid out. After you've gone through the resources, you put in your access code, understand media share, I ask you to record an elevator speech. That way we know, hey, you're ready to go. You can record your real speeches, in a sense, later on in the semester. Then you will continue in your, I believe it's the next module, you'll do a self-introduction speech. So you'll introduce yourself. And this is worth, I believe, 50 points. Somewhat of a major speech, but it's your first speech out of your series of speeches. And then you have your 2 major speeches, your informative and your persuasive. And each of these speeches, you need to have visual aids, and you need to have research. So that's all part of the instructional area, but those are 2 major speeches, like 8 to 10 minutes for each speech. And here, this is where you will record these speeches along with the other ones and put them in media share. And then last, at the end of the semester, I ask you to do a quick little tribute speech as a last final speech. Okay, so those are your speeches. Also, secondly, I'm going to talk about delivery of your speeches. Okay, some things to keep in mind, guys. If I'm losing you, come back. Okay, delivery. First of all, you need to have 2 people in your audience. This is an audience-centered communication class. You need to scan your camera. So, right now I'm talking to my kitchen chairs, as you can see. So you just need to show me that you have 2 people in your audience. Secondly, real important, make sure your camera is eye level. Don't do one of these things. Sometimes I have students who are doing this, they're standing up and they're looking down. Make sure that you place your camera on some type of a dresser or whatever it is so that it is within eye level of speaking. Also, you can't sit like I'm sitting. I'm an old lady. I need to sit and talk to you. You need to stand. The deal is, just think about this as if you're delivering to a classroom. You're going to provide eye contact as if there is an audience. So you will stand and you will deliver your speech providing eye contact. You'll use note cards, reference your note cards. Extemporaneous speaking is when you look at your notes and then speak about it. Look at your notes and then speak. That's what you'll perform. You're not reading, you will fail if you read. Do not use cue cards behind the camera, you will fail. Okay, so what we are practicing and what we're incorporating for you, so when you are delivering a speech after college or during college or whatever it is, that you incorporate extemporaneous speaking, which is the #1 way to deliver a professional, confident, conversational type speech to your audience. So delivery in a nutshell, 2 people in the audience, you need to stand, you need to provide eye contact as if there's an audience, you need to use note cards to reference, provide good eye contact, think about your gestures, and lastly, I'm not asking you to dress up for your speech, but think about what you're wearing as if you're delivering a speech, because we know clothing is a form of nonverbal communication, and we are in tune to nonverbal communication more than verbal, so think about that. Okay, and then lastly, so we have delivery, your speeches, and then recording, the big one here. Okay, so the deal is that I have given you in your first module, Screencast-O-Matic. I love it. Actually, this is being recorded, Screencast-O-Matic. Simple download into your computer, and it's free. That favorite 4-letter F word, free, is what you can download for free and use that to record your speeches. Okay, you'll record your speeches, and then what you'll do is upload them into media share, which is found in your MyComm Labs Plus. And that's all explained in your first